Welcome to the Lawrence Cardinals Sports Network. I'm Sports Hire. Today with me is special guest star Mr. Tim Collins. Today we have cross country, Lawrence versus Notre Dame. So it should be a very exciting meet as they are really big rivals. And nice weather today as we are in Mercer County Park, New Jersey.
And although they might not score against all the teams, there are several other teams there. So it looks like West Windsor South and
Trenton.
looks like Trenton over on the left-hand side. Lawrence right next to them.
Allentown as well.
And, yeah, Notre Dame's on the far right, and looks like Allentown out.
Coming up for Lawrence now, looks like that is Solomon coming in the first place.
Yep, Solomon Park. There are a few of our varsity athletes on the boys' side that are out with injuries, so they're not running with full strength. So that'll impact the scoring, obviously.
Big. And how exactly does the scoring work in this game?
Sure. So in cross country, normally for a dual meet, you can line up as many people as you want. The top 7 athletes are considered varsity, and the top 5 scores, or the top 5 athletes across finish line score for your team versus the other team. So the lowest amount of points wins. Obviously, you want the low points. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is low. So sort of like golf in that respect.
Really great to hear. And now we're at the halfway point.
So West Windsor South historically has a very good, strong program. They're the Pirates there, and you should see lots of their numbers coming up.
And coming up first for Lawrence is Solomon Park. Top 2, I believe.
Yes, Solomon has been having a great season. Big improvement. This is only his second year running cross country, and he's improved dramatically this year. He's had some fantastic times. He's broken 18 minutes for 5K, which is 5K is just a little bit over 3 miles. So he's been doing fantastic and sort of see a nice stride. Trenton guy right with him, though, too, so that's pretty good for Trenton.
Yeah, neck and neck here. Followed by Ryan Janata for Notre Dame. And really what I like to see, especially in cross country, is that, you have the team, of course, but you also want to set, personal records.
Yeah, it's similar to swimming, I would guess, too, that you have the team aspect. You're trying to score and beat the other team, but there is some satisfaction. You can sort of measure how well you did personally. So if you improve 20 seconds, you can be happy about that. It's not just the wins and losses.
And coming up for Lawrence now is Cullen McDermott, excuse me.
Yep, Cullen McDermott. Cullen's only a sophomore, too, and he's been in the varsity last year and this year. He did a great track season last year. Had one of the top 20 marks in the 2-mile for freshmen last year. And so his sophomore campaign, again, he's been doing very well. And it's been one of the strongest boys cross-country teams. Again, we're missing some people today.
And Dylan Morris also coming, who is also a multi-sport athlete, does swimming and lacrosse. Really great player he is.
Correct. So he's been a solid number 5 guy all year. So like I said, top 5 score, so that's an important aspect. He's 3rd for us today. We're missing Devin Meth and Jerry King, 2 of our top guys.
They are really talented. And South, now West Windsor South, and getting really nice run program for both boys and girls. Always coming up in the clutch.
Yep, so again, like I said, nice day out today. Sunny and cool, and just finishing up the 5K. So it looks like they're taking the top, looks like 5, 6 places. That's how strong they are.
Yeah, very talented. And how is the weather really, plays a part? Like, let's say it's raining. How would that affect?
Raining, not too bad. We prefer not the heat. The heat sort of, your temperature goes up when you're exercising. So the cooler the weather, the better.
And Solomon Park now going neck and neck with Ryan Janata with Notre Dame. And Solomon Park getting great, one of the best players for Lawrence today. And Ryan Janata now looks like he beats him.
Yeah, a little bit better of a kick today, but both good race for both of those young men.
And, Solomon comes up for Lawrence. And I would say, how many miles, I guess, do they prepare, coming into this meet?
Sure, well, it can depend on the person, how much experience they have. So someone like Cullen, who's coming in right now, and Solomon, they're running anywhere between 5 and 8 miles per day, depending on the workout. And here's a nice kick here.
Yeah, really putting a lot of energy
All right.
in that one.
And then some of the younger people, some people have never run before. For instance, Solomon Park, who was our first runner, he had never, ever run before his sophomore year. Came out, couldn't run very far, and just kept at it. And like I said, now he's running 6, 7, 8 miles a day and one of the top runners on our team. And then some other people start with 1 mile, 2 mile, and 3 miles. So it all depends on how much experience you have.
And, going from year to year, everyone, one year, years out, everyone, improves the following year. And really, that's just timing and effort going in. And Dylan Morris now coming in for Lawrence.
Yep. So good form, all three boys, in terms of shoulders, hands, turnover.
Also coming for Lawrence now, I believe that is Zubin.
Zubin Gu, yes. Zubin had a nice track season last year. Ran close to 5 minutes for the mile. Zubin had some injury issues last year and this year, but he's been improving. It looks like he might end up being in our top 7 at the end of the year if he keeps it up.
And Zach Newman now coming in for Notre Dame. Followed by Zach Newman is Anthony Renga for Notre Dame. So always good to see these, a lot of players coming in.
How do you know all the Notre Dame guys?
I had a lot of social media, and I did a lot of Notre Dame games this year. So.
All right, fantastic.
So nice to see all these players. And how does the conditions work here? Let's say they're running on gas, but how different, would it be if running on turf as opposed to grass in these conditions?
So a lot of runners love it because it's, it's grass, it's dirt, You have to get used to it because it's slower. So if you're running on the track, it would be faster. If you're running on a road, it would be faster because it's a hard surface. You don't sink in as much. So you can imagine running in your yard. It's nice, a little bit softer, but you sink in a little bit. So these guys have to train on grass a lot to get used to it. Builds up some of those muscles.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of, running and stuff. And now coming is a couple Allentown players, South, and Trenton all the way in the far back.
A lot of red today.
A lot of red, indeed. Notre Dame also coming in. And I can see that the public is also, has a chance to come on. So really, how does, having the public here, how does that really affect the runners?
Not too bad because it's normally in an afternoon during the weekday. So, you got some people walking their dog or going around. But a little more crowd on the weekends. Weekdays, some people are on the course. They just move to the side, so that's not too big a deal. And then, again, this is the last 100 meters. You can see it goes slightly uphill, so that's why, you might even see they're struggling a little bit. It's the end of the race, and then they have to finish on an uphill, which is kind of tough at the end for you.
Yeah, and a lot of people, and as you can see as they're coming in, they're really, gassed out, putting a lot of energy and effort into throughout the whole race.
Absolutely.
And now Notre Dame coming for Lawrence.
But you can sort of see the distance background. If you haven't been to Mercer County Park, please come by here. Beautiful park to run in, bike in, walk around in.
Many events going on here. Now coming for Lawrence is Braden McDermott, who is a senior.
Correct. And that's Braden is Cullen's older brother. So we've got 2 McDermotts on the squad. And then I think that's Noah Learfield right behind him, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So finishing up close together there.
Very close. Nice and close. And really, how would there's a lot of obviously Lawrence is scoring against Notre Dame, but when you have players like Trenton and Allentown also coming in, how does that really affect the runners? Having multiple teams here. It's
actually an advantage. If it was just only 2 teams here, that would mean there'd be bigger gaps where no one's around. So the more teams, the more runners, the more people to run with and compete with. So you like when there's even if everyone's not scoring against each other. For instance, Notre Dame might be scoring against us, and they might be scoring against Allentown today, and Trenton might be competing against West Windsor. But you put all these teams together, it's more people to compete against, like you see these 2. So the more people you have to sort of push yourself, the better it is.
And I would say a lot more motivation, because you're going up against, I guess, one team, and you have like multiple teams. It's like a bigger pride, I guess, like you get number 1 overall.
Sure, and it goes back to your point earlier. Suppose you're not going to beat the one team, you still want to beat the people you're running against, right? So if Trenton doesn't look like they're as strong a squad this year, but there's still people that they want to try and beat. And this looks like Ryan Huang and Mahir Majig, and they get off spot a little bit. Straight ahead, guys. Straight ahead. Mm-hmm. About to make a left-hand turn.
Left-hand turn coming in now for first, followed by Notre Dame. Not too far behind.
So these guys, first year cross-country runners. You can see by the effort on his earlier face, pushing a little bit.
A lot of effort being put in, and I think as the years goes on, everyone will improve. As years go
That's
on.
the great thing about most physical activities. Keep you doing it, you get better at it. But certainly running, you don't need a whole lot. You need a pair of shoes.
We're going to go to the start line now for the start of the girls cross-country event. We got Lawrence off toward the right with the red jerseys with the white writing on them, not to be confused with Trenton. And there's the starting gun. The girls will be heading up the hill toward us and past our camera position. Start of the event's always very exciting. We have everyone together in a big pack. Mr. Collins, how would you normally handle something like that, running in a large group? Do you want to try and be out front, or?
It depends on the runner. There's two different ways to do it, and it depends on the runner. It depends on the goal for the day. Some of the better runners want to get out front to establish a position so they don't get boxed in or blocked or tripped by anyone. And another method is stay back a little bit so you don't go out too fast. Oftentimes people get all excited, they sprint out too fast, and a mile into the race they're tired. So another option is don't go out too fast and just move up throughout the race. So it depends on the person, depends on the goal for the day.
And we're going to jump ahead to the 2.5 mile mark where we see a couple of the West Windsor South runners, but here coming into view wearing the Lawrence red, who do we have there?
That's junior Madeline Weeks. So she was the #1 girl last year as a sophomore and this year as well. Well, actually she shared duties last year with Valandra Riggins, but she came on at the end, and she's having a real good season. West Windsor South is a very good team, so she's up there mixing it up with the two South girls.
Yes, in fact, she doesn't even look like she's having to strain to do it. She's got a nice, relaxed pace going.
Yeah, she's very smooth and very efficient with her running, so she does not have to work on a lot of it. You'll see some girls today flopping around a little bit, and she's very controlled.
And we have another Lawrence runner coming into view here.
There's another junior, Molly Latoff. So she's improved dramatically since her freshman year, and she's been in the top 5 all this year. And last year, and the girls are doing very well against Notre Dame, who they have not traditionally been strong against. So this looks like today might be a day where much more competitive against Notre Dame than the girls have been in the past.
Yes, she's got a Notre Dame runner right in front of her there.
And yet another junior, very junior-heavy team. So this is Kavya Singh, who just joined track for the first time last year, and this is her first season doing cross-country, and she's doing very well. She's been in the top 5 all year, so not an easy sport, and this is the first season she's doing it.
Well, we've got more Lawrence and, oh no, that was Trenton, wasn't it?
It was Trenton or Allentown. Yeah, there's a lot of red today.
Yes. Well, here's Lawrence coming up with some Notre Dame.
Yep, and this is Kiki. So Kiki Wee, and she's doing very well. She's had some great races this season, and she's had a very solid race today.
How long has she been with the squad?
She is a sophomore. So she ran cross country last year too. So this is her second year, and she does track as well.
It'll be interesting to see what she does in the upcoming years as well.
Oh yeah. So again, very few seniors, if any seniors, on the team.
Well, lots of Lawrence in the video here today.
Oh, I'm going to have to correct myself. I believe this is Kiki Wee. Ahead of Kiki, we had Anna Kalamatskia. So I confused Anna and Kiki. Sorry, girls. So that was Anna running well in 4th position, and this is Kiki in 5th position.
That's okay. We'll straighten it all out at the finish line.
Exactly. And I always remind the viewers, because the runners always see this when they see themselves, they say, oh, we look like we're going so slow. And it just looks slow sometimes when you're looking at it on video, but I assure you, if you're out there running it out, it's a lot faster when you're doing it.
Yes, when we do the track meets, some of the shorter events, they're sprints where they're going all out for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Well, for a distance of this length, that would not be wise, would it?
No. You'd run out of gas real quick running these hills and grass as hard as you could in the beginning.
And here comes our overall winner for West Windsor Plainsboro South. But running in 2nd overall and 1st in the race, we've got Lawrence.
So that's going to be really good. No Notre Dame girls around, so that's a good start to the scoring. Again, top 5 score for each team. Looks like West Windsor South, again, one of the better teams in the entire state, is putting a lot of runners up here, but the girls not scoring against West Windsor South today. Just Notre Dame is their prime focus.
West Windsor-Plainsboro South has a lot more runners than some of the smaller squads.
Yeah, than a lot of other schools. They'll put 40, 50 girls on the team and 40, 50 boys on the team, which is an extraordinary amount of runners.
And yet Lawrence could still go out there and defeat them with just 5 good runners.
Your top 5 is the only one that matters.
Right. Well, here we've got one of the runners coming in from Notre Dame.
So slight edge to Lawrence. Lawrence girls in first, then Notre Dame. Again, top 5 versus top 5. So the South girls don't figure into the scoring between Notre Dame and Lawrence.
And we've got another runner from Lawrence. She would be the 3rd in line in this picture.
Yep, that's Molly. So she's 2nd for Lawrence. So again, that's good. We keep our edge in the scoring against Notre Dame. And I think I saw a caveat behind here. Let's sort of see where that goes.
And she's giving a good push to the end there.
Yeah, and they're finishing on an uphill. There's Kavya.
And she's really going for it at the finish.
Yeah, and again, this is a slight uphill to finish, so that's not easy. So we have 3 girls in before Notre Dame's 2nd. That looks like that's Notre Dame's 2nd. And we have a 4th girl there, and that was Anna. We said, remember the mix-up before, and Anna's right with Notre Dame's 2nd and 3rd girls.
She's got a challenge coming, though, and one of the Notre Dame girls has gone past her.
Yep, but still that gives us the 4th girl, and Notre Dame only has 2 girls in.
And no threat from that last Notre Dame one. And
then it looks like it was Notre Dame finishing right behind her. So the key thing will be this 5th girl, Kiki, getting in. As long as she can finish in ahead of some of these other Notre Dame girls, we'll do well.
And we're starting to see that the runners are spread out a bit compared to the early going of the race.
Sure. Yeah, after 3 miles of running over the hills, in the woods, turns, grass, so it starts stretching out a little bit. Everyone's full of energy in the beginning, but a little tough. Good kick here by Allentown. Oh, Robbinsville it is. I'm sorry, Robbinsville. Yes. All right, and here are the 5th and 6th girls for Lawrence.
And we've got a foot race going on here with one of the Notre Dame girls.
Yeah. All right. And they're finishing really well. And even though I'm not sure if they're going to catch her, and it's Kiki there reclaiming her 5th spot again. I think that might be Elizabeth Claros.
And she's in for 6th as well.
And here's
another side-by-side run to the finish with Lawrence and Notre Dame.
Yeah, Sarah Kuar as well, sophomore Sarah. And she's had some health issues lately, so she's normally further up in the scoring. But the interesting or exciting thing is, as I do the math here, this looks like Lawrence may have defeated Notre Dame here, having their girls in earlier than the Notre Dame girls. And if that's true, that's the first time that I can recall Lawrence beating Notre Dame in cross country in at least 10 years. But by my research, it's probably longer than that. It's probably another 10 years, might be 20 years before that's ever happened. So this would be a huge upset and a nice feather in the cap for Coach G and the girls cross country team.
Yes, I didn't mention that yet, but Beth Guarini has been the coach for the girls cross country team for this school year. I think is that her first year doing that?
No. This is her 3rd year. Is it 3rd year? It's her 3rd year doing this, and she's taken the girls to qualify for states the past 2 years, and 3rd year will be looking to do it again. So she's had good success with the girls cross country team. Again, this is their 3rd year doing that. And she's been an assistant track coach for a couple of years longer than that.
Now she comes over from the middle school to do that, doesn't she?
Correct. She was a runner herself in high school and college.
And obviously having a great influence on the girls as they're doing very well here today.
Yeah, this is Gracie Minetti coming in right now, running with the Robbinsville girl. You can see the boys cross country team had come over to cheer on the girls at the end as well.
Yes, and we see other people on the course as well, not just the runners. The park is open to the general public during this event, isn't it?
Yeah, but not too much of a distraction. So people walking dogs and jogging, and they see the race going on, and they sort of stay away from it. And like, as you can sort of see, there's some gaps in between that you can run or walk your dog and get through the race. It's not going to interfere with it.
Yeah, more runners coming in from Robbinsville. Here comes one of the Notre Dame girls coming up towards the finish line.
Okay, so like I said, I just double checked my math, and this is a great day for Lawrence girls cross country. They did in fact beat Notre Dame, crosstown rival, and first time in more than memory. So fantastic for the girls going forward into the county meet and to sectionals. So congratulations for Coach G and the girls.
And we've got more runners coming in from Trenton. As we've commented, they're spread out quite a bit. And now coming in one at a time. Here comes another one of the girls from Notre Dame. Notre Dame girls weren't ahead of Lawrence by much, but they're definitely numerous, as we see lots and lots of Notre Dame girls coming up to the finish. And while this one isn't going to finish in the top 5, she's out there doing her personal best and having a great time doing it. And that will do it from Mercer County Park for LTPS TV, as the Lawrence girls went on to win that event against Notre Dame. Thank you for watching, and tune in again next time for more exciting action on the Cardinal Sports Network.